Lisa with InkandInspirations.com. Thank you for joining me today. In this video, I'm going to show you an easy watercolor technique to use with one of my favorite sets from the 2015 celebration brochure from Stampin' Up. So let's take a look. This is the card that we made at my local stamp club recently, and it's using that beautiful Lotus Blossom celebration set that you can earn for free. And I'm going to be showing you how to achieve this easy watercolor look on with your blossom, and also show you the difference between this look and then just the straight stamping. So what I have is a piece of watercolor paper cut at 3x4. I've already stamped my sentiment in the upper left corner, and then we're going to do some stamping of the actual blossom. Now, the thing we're going to use, the tool, is the aqua painter, and it has water in the well and a brush tip, and you squeeze it to bring the water down into the tip, the brush tip. And I wanted to show you these samples. This is the blossom stamped on watercolor paper without any water added to it. Okay, it's very distinct lines and really beautiful in and of itself, just like that. This is too much water. You can see there's no really definition except for the outside. You want a little bit of that to show in some of those lines on those detail stamps. And so then I tried it again with a little less water, and I could see it a little better, and I was pleased with the results. So I wanted to show you that today. So in the stamp, you have this little sheet that comes with your images, and they are numbered 1, 2, and 3. There are different ways to do it. Some people, and I have even tried going backwards with the full solid image first and going backwards, but for this, I'm using a light color for this solid, which is Blush Blossom, and it's a little hard to see to stamp over that. So I'm starting with the number 1 stamp, which is just a few details, and I have it mounted right here, and you can see it's a lovely Melon Mambo color now, which I wanted to show you that, you know, our photopolymer stamps with I have found red inks with red in them, like the reds and the purples and maybe the dark oranges. They'll stain your stamps, but it doesn't have any effect on the performance of the stamp. You can see it's clean, and I'm stamping on white and nothing comes off. So don't worry about your stamps, your photopolymers getting stained. Okay, so I have a piece, I have my Melon Mambo ink pad, and I'm going to stamp it onto the watercolor paper, and I'm going to do it twice because I want 2 blossoms. And you can see that little point, that's the indicator. It does not ink up, and you don't want to rock your stamp so you don't get ink on this point. But that's so you can line up each stamp easily to get the position correct. Okay, so I'm going to stamp once there and do it again to have another bloom just to the side of it. All right. Then I'm going to take the same pad and this number 2 stamp, and I'm going to ink it in Melon Mambo again, but this time I'm going to stamp off and then go over the blossoms previously stamped, and you can see it's a faint image, but you still get that detail. And I'm positioning that arrow or the little indicator straight up like I did on the first stamp. Okay, I can set that aside. I'm going to close the Melon Mambo, and now we're going to be stamping that solid image with Blush Blossom. And I'm not going to stamp off this time. I'm going to ink it up. I have my indicator pointing up, just like the other 2 stamps, and I'm going to stamp. And it's just really pretty effect. I love this 3-step stamp. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and stamp my stem, and we have a solid stem and one that's kind of sketchy for outline. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to put them both the same way. You can see I have them both on the same block. I've got Pear Pizzazz, and I'm going to ink up the solid one, and I'm going to stamp off. And I'm doing this one backwards than I did. I'm doing the solid image first, just to show you. that you can do it in a reverse method. Okay, so it's a very pale. So I'm going to take the sketchy side and Old Olive, which is a darker shade of the green. I'm not going to stamp off, and I'm going to stamp over the Pear Pizzazz. Okay, so now that we have our stamping done, we are going to get our aqua painter, and I have a rag here. See, it's a very colorful rag. I'm going to squeeze the aqua painter, get the water come down in the brush tip, and you want to start with very little water at first, and just start blending a little bit of the color. And I think I have just the right amount of water. And this just gives it an artist look. I say an artist look. All of your work is that of an artist, because you are an artist if you're a card maker, paper crafter. But this gives a watercolor effect and changes, to me, just the whole look of the flower. And it's just beautiful. So I'm just going to continue, and you can play with it, and it brings, blends the colors, and oh, it's just gorgeous. I don't know, I mean, in real life, in person, it's just absolutely beautiful. Okay, let me just bring this up a little more so you can see what I'm doing. And my brush is, there's not a drop of water. The brush tip is just wet. Okay. Okay, so there we have that. And we'll set it aside to dry before we place it on the card. But I wanted to show you, here's the initial one that I did. And then on the inside, there is the without water, and this is stamped just on Whisper White. Here's my card I'm going to use today. You can see the lines are defined, straight stamping on Whisper White, and it's a beautiful, beautiful stamp set. I hope that you have the opportunity to get it. So if you need the details, please visit my blog at inkandinspirations.com. I'll have that up there with this card, the finished card, and let me know if I can help you with anything. I hope you'll give that easy watercolor technique a try. If you enjoyed this video, please give it the thumbs up and let me know if I can help you. This is Lisa Brown with Ink and Inspirations. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.